Hello everybody! Welcome to Agashi Review, where I review movies, dramas that you don't want to waste your time watching. I'll give you a synopsis, shorts review along with my thoughts and opinions, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Now let's go into the review. Hello everybody, Agashi here today. So today I'm going to be doing a Chinese drama review, and this drama is called Sunshine of My Life. It's obviously almost to the end already because literally this drama I did not know. It aired every day, literally Monday through Sunday. So it's like an episode or 2 episodes a day. So it's like going by so quick. So I was able to watch the first 4 episodes of it, but obviously when this review comes out, the drama is probably already to the end. But I'm so busy right now, but you know, I'm trying to get as much reviews out there as I can and watching all the dramas that's coming out, and there's like so much coming out, but I'm gonna be still continue giving you guys review. But for this drama, it's a total of 45 episodes, and so I'm gonna go over the first 4 episodes with you guys. As for our cast, we have Zhang Han playing Tian Mingxun, and then Lulu Xu playing Mo Fei, Hong Yao playing Fang Xiaoyu, and then Wang Rujing playing Xie Xuling, Xin Qingyang playing Bai Xiaoman, and then Gu Xiqian playing Mi Du Du, there you go. But there's like tons of other people too. So this drama is kind of like a fashion show-ish kind of drama designer. So you see a lot of people as they come through. But those are like our main people we focus on. So as for the synopsis, Tamang is a workaholic and highly successful man at the Mingyu Fashion Group, which is his dad's company. And he's married to his job, he's professional, and he's like on top of everything. And he's also single. He focused so much on his time and effort to making the business successful. But life changes for him forever the day he meets Mo Fei at a design fair. She is a lively young woman who has a passion for traditional embroidery or something like that, like the old-fashioned way. Embroidery. Actually correcting me. You guys know my pronunciation is horrible. But yeah, she plans to take on these skills and continue it, because it's like a big thing in China, to continue it and to study in Europe and also bring this to life and bring it back again. And although they adore spending time together, you know, life starts to change when their future plans, long-term goal plans starts to change. So the day finally comes when Mo Fei has to set off to Paris, and Ming Shun has to stay in China working until his business. And with opportunity and everything, the two of them reunite again, and obviously leads to business partners and leads to them falling in love. So recap on the first 4 episodes. The drama starts off with Tian Mingxun seeing his therapist talking about his nightmares and having difficulty sleeping as she prescribes him more medication to sleep. He keeps having the same dream of young him and a little girl who talks about, reads him the story about the prince and the fox. That's a hint to us right there, because Mo Fei has a book of like this little fox like on her, like in like, I don't know, like something on her book, but it's a fox. And so he finishes off his therapy session, and he goes out to the bookstore, he buys the book and goes back to the company to work overnight. And we can see that he's a workaholic right from the start. And moving on, we hear a voice over the radio talking, and it's actually Mo Fei doing her podcast live on air about her daily life. She's striving to become a fashion designer, bringing back all the old history of China, of how they used to do it versus having machine doing all the clothes. So she finishes her podcast, and her friend calls her that they have a fashion show to go to tomorrow, and they end up going the next day. And at the fashion show, it's actually Mingyun's fashion show, the fashion group show, and this is where Mingxun works at, and it's his father's company, and they set out new fashion design and everything like that. And these new fashion design that is out there is actually designed by Xie Xuling, who is a childhood friend of Mingxu. And so after the fashion show, Xuling overhears Mo Fei talking to her friend about how the fashion clothing could have been better if used a different fabric technique and design. So this kind of offended Xuling, and she's like, she's not happy about it. So she approaches Mo Fei about it, and Mo Fei's like, you know, I'm just stating because I'm a nobody. This is just my preference, you know, I have no say in what you design because you're a famous designer and I'm a nobody. So she drops her journal during the talking with Xuling, and Mingxuan picks it up, and he sees her designs and ideas that she jot down, and he points out to her that the design she took is actually theirs. So she rips out the page and gives it to him, and he's all like, it doesn't matter, you have it in your brain, you memorize it, you'll still go and do it. It's just like she gets really offended because she's like, you think I'm gonna plagiarize your design? This is just something I drew. It doesn't mean I'm gonna take it, you know. So she gets really upset, but her friend takes her and they leave, and her notebook actually drops and he picks it up. And there's more to her notebook than what he sees the design. It actually has like her passwords to like her podcast and everything like that. So he searches up her podcast and listens to it, and apparently it helps him sleep, and he doesn't need sleep medication. So he's been like, that's why he's been like overworking or just like becoming a workaholic, because he doesn't sleep, so it tires him out, so he just goes to sleep. But then he still wakes up with his dreams and everything. But listening to her podcast actually puts him to sleep. Like, it's not boring, but it calms him down, and he goes to sleep. So now the two of them, they continue to run into each other, with Mo Fei trying to get her notebook back, with Min Shun trying to stalling her to return it to her. And like, you know, in return he got her address, her phone number, and all this stuff like that. It's pretty much he wants to get closer to her. And then throughout all this, we also get introduced to other character as Fang Xiaoyu, who runs a modeling agency. And Min Shun's cousin ends up joining and becoming a model as she drops out of being going to business, because she was supposed to come and help Min Shun's run the company, but she doesn't want to. And then we also get introduced to Bai Xiaomeng, who is Mo Fei's rival throughout the whole drama, and she blames Mo Fei for everything and always getting in her way for everything, but honestly it's her. Bai Xiaomeng obviously is a poor girl who cannot accept that about her, and she wants to become a famous model, and she wants to be around rich men. She just cannot accept the fact that she's not good, and she's always using Mo Fei as excuse for all her failures. But anyways, moving on, Mo Fei eventually meets Fang Xiaoyu, who shows interest in her, and he starts to help her and is always hanging around her, which gets Bai Xiaomeng jealous, and she's even more upset at Mo Fei. Min Shun and Mo Fei eventually continues to run into each other, and he learns that she's actually learned all these fashion and sewing and all this stuff like that the old way through one of her teacher in like this older town. And so she's one of the best teacher and student, and she's determined to bring out this tradition back to its beauty, to its, you know, versus like we doing it naturally versus machine making fabric. So, and she showcases her talent a lot as they go to one of the fashion shows. She actually, you know, Bai Xiaomeng actually ripped one of the outfit, and Mo Fei actually sewed that together with like this beautiful rose on flower on there, and it like covered up the rip of the fashion clothes and all stuff like that. So you see how fast she is and how good she is and everything like that. So she's very different compared to everybody nowadays with their study and everything, when they like, it's basically like how the machine makes the fabric and does all the sewing, while for her she still does it by hand. So that is the first 4 episodes for us. Literally, it's just the intro to everything, and it gets more into a lot of things as the episode go on. And I did spoil for myself from parts and parts, and be watching clips here and there. And since the drama is going to end, so I am going to be watching it. So spoiler alert, Mo Fei does get into Europe, going to school in like episode 10. So she leaves, and this is when Min Shun is actually falling in love with her already, and she goes off to study, and he comes for a business trip over there, and he meets her again, and he confesses his feeling to her in episode 15, and they start to date. And now all the jealousy from Fang Xiaoyu starts to come as he also take off to Europe to be with Mo Fei when she first leaves, and she clearly draws a line that she sees him no more than a friend and a helper and stuff like that. So, you know, and then obviously we get Bai Xiaomeng, who is still a low person, who is still a failure, and she still sticks around Fang Xiaoyu, and he doesn't like it, and like he fires her from all these modeling stuff for him, but she still comes back. She doesn't care, so she's like always around. And then obviously Sulin, who stays in China, she thinks that more Mo Fei she can get Min Shun, but he doesn't care. He goes off to visit Mo Fei, and eventually by the time we hit like the 20 episodes, stuff like that, that's when Mo Fei actually finishes school, and she does come back to China, and the two of them, their relationships shows to everybody. And so now everybody is like trying to stop them and get in their way. But obviously this is why like I really like how Zhang Hai play his characters in a lot of his dramas, is that he always plays rich CEO, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care what the media says about him. And he loves a girl whether she's rich or poor, pretty or not. He loves her. That's his character. And so I totally love it that he's still like that in this drama too. So everybody is like looking down on her and all this stuff like that. Like she's a gold digger, but he's like, nope, that's not how I fell in love with you. None of it, you know. And it's like, ignore what they say, because they can say whatever they want, you know. They can't come say it to me, you know. If they don't like it, they can come talk to me about it, whatever. So he's very protective of her, and he's so loving of her. So it's like that's all the character he always plays, and it's just so amazing to watch. But that is the first 4 episodes of Sunshine of My Life, and it is going to end soon. And obviously, you know, I'm like very excited to see how it ends, because, you know, it is long, and it is a lot of, like, they do show a lot of things, because it's like when he meets her, she's just barely done with college, and she's going to go continue off her studies. That's why, like, you know, she's leaving. And so it just shows you that her character's young, and then obviously he's a little bit older, so it's like he's more understanding, and he's more accepting, and he's not like, you know, he knows that Fang Xiaoyu likes her, but he knows that he trusts her, that she doesn't have feelings for him, and she's loyal to him. So it's actually really sweet, loving drama. It doesn't have a lot of dramas in there where it frustrates you, but you know, you did get frustrated with Bai Xiaoman, like her, you do get really frustrated with her, but like, you know, it's like she just died down, because Mo Fei just don't care about her, like she just brushes it off every time. So it doesn't have a lot of frustration. But if you guys have not seen this drama, do check it out. But that is the recap of the first 4 episodes for Sunshine of My Life, and I will see you guys next time.